Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I want to take a minute to talk about how I feel like this game has launched so far, the reviews it's gotten so far, and maybe where we could see this game going in the future. So let's jump right into it. Firstly, if you look at the reviews on either iTunes or the Google Play Store, they're kind of mixed. There's either a lot of 5 stars or a lot of 1 stars, it seems like. There are definitely a lot more reviews in the Google Play Store. I've seen some things about people saying there are fake reviews. I'm not sure about the legitimacy of that. I don't know. But I just went to the 1-star reviews and was looking at what seemed to be some common themes and thought I would just add kind of my 2 cents after playing quite a bit on these reviews. Not to like argue with these people, but to just maybe start conversations or see if there's different ways we can look at it. Because as a Lord of the Rings fan, I thankfully am enjoying this, but it's kind of all we have right now. There are other Lord of the Rings games out there, but in terms of a new game, it's all we have, and there's not a whole lot of options if you want to play something, especially that other people are playing as well. So I just picked the first 7 1-star reviews that I saw that were all posted yesterday or the day before, and I thought I would just see if we could shed some light on these. So really quick here, number 1. It says, firstly, not a bad concept based off a game they had years ago that I enjoyed playing. Secondly, they managed to ruin everything about the game and made it extremely awkward to do what you want to do, such as not capability to select more than one commander to move. On top of that, it's a new release. You'd expect the game to actually be playable, but it now crashes every time I load the game. I'm playing on a phone bought a month ago. Oh, and then there's the fact that it's pay to win. It's not even fun. So a couple of things. There's a couple of different things here, and these are a lot of the common things. Number 1, I don't know. I'm not familiar with these types of games. This is my first type of game like this I've played, and maybe other ones are a lot smoother. I have thought, man, I wish I could just send multiple commanders at one time. To me, I think that's just more, it is what it is. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. If they choose to update that as a quality of life thing, great. I don't think that really changes that much on that front. Next, the crashing, I can't speak to that. I have had, I think, 1 crash the entire time I've played, and I've played a lot, both on BlueStacks on my computer, which is, I think, notoriously bad for games crashing on BlueStacks. I've had issues with other apps I've played. Then I've also played my iPhone, which is a 2 or 3, I think it's a 3-year-old iPhone, the iPhone XR, which is still a great phone, but I've not had any crashes on that either. So in my experience, that's not been the case. Not saying that's not this person's experience, but I don't know if that's something that can really be blamed. I don't know. I don't know about that one. So that just my experience is I've not had crashes. I've been pretty happy with it so far. And let's see. Lastly here, the fact that it's pay to win. I don't see how this game is pay to win, and I could be totally wrong, and I guess I would like to know otherwise if it's not the case. But I've even got the game open here, and I've looked at all the stuff that you can buy, and yes, you can buy packs, you can get more commanders, you can get more gear, but there are some hard capped things that you cannot buy more of that will slow everyone down. Number 1, your resources up here in the top left. To my knowledge, you cannot just flat out buy more resources, and so last night, for example, I was trying to get to 5,000 power, really just like waiting on more resources so I could make more troops the whole time, or so I could use the apothecary to heal up my troops. So you can't change that. And the other thing, when you go to your settlement and into the barracks, if you are crafting or conscripting troops, there's no way to speed this up. There's no way to pay. I can't pay $10 and finish these guys from going so I can go and attack stuff. So to me, troops and resources, like the 2 things you need to do stuff, can't be bought. And so I feel like it is not pay to win for that sake. Yes, people can go out there and they can just buy like the tier 3 heroes. I don't think that's going to be game breaking. I could be proven wrong, and maybe they're just broken. I don't know about it. But from what I could tell, I was pretty happy because the stuff you can buy seems a little bit more, hey, if you want this, great, get it, support the game. If not, I don't think it's going to provide a huge advantage. So that's just my thought there. Again, I would love to hear otherwise. I'm trying to look at this without taking a side. So that's first one. Number 2, let's go to the next one. Downloaded, downrated to 1 star because all the fake 5-star reviews. Not sure about that. This game is literally an insult. Lord of the Rings, don't download it. Thought it would be pay to win, and it is pay to win, unfortunately. I can see within 30 minutes of play that you need to spend money or just put the phone down for the day and come back for 5 minutes. So disappointed, but I kind of expected it. Again, we talked about the pay to win. To me, it seems like the things that really like are what you need you can't pay for, so I don't really see it as pay to win. Could people have a slight advantage? Maybe, but that's every game. I mean, that's a lot of games, I guess. Not every game, but a lot of games have elements like that where you can speed up certain things. So I don't totally see it as pay to win. Um, the other thing is that so I guess he's referring to like speeding up, like if your troops are marching or whatever. Um, you put your phone down and come back. Um, to me, it is a mobile game. It's not meant to be a game that's sit here and played hours upon end. And I get it, and that's what I've done. And it's a Lord of the Rings game. But it is just you set your troops going and you go about it. And then when you have enough people or have enough resources, you can do more stuff. So I think it's more just a game mechanic than it is like a bad thing. Yes, do I wish right now there was a Lord of the Rings game that I could just play for hours on end and not have to worry about stamina or resources or using gems to make my troops smart faster? Sure. But that is the type of game this is. I don't think it's too different in its genre. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Awful. I just logged on and could not join the faction I wanted. This is day one launch, and I'm never gonna play this. You should have thought out how you're going to turn away paying customers before launch. I came to play my game I enjoy, not to be forced into playing something I do not enjoy. Learn customer service 101. This was my first attempt with NetEase. Will also be my left. I'm not really sure what the complaint is here. Could not join the faction I wanted. I'm not sure about that. I got on and I picked whatever I wanted. Maybe in your server, if there were too many of a certain kind, you couldn't have, but you can change servers at the main menu. I get maybe that's just too many steps for someone, but I'm assuming if for some reason you couldn't in the first server you were in, you said I want to play as Gondor, maybe there's too many in that there's no space in that region, maybe then they're constantly opening new servers. So to me that is resolved, and it's just a reality of okay, there's only so many people that can play as each faction because there's only so many areas as far as I understand. So maybe I just got lucky, but I got on and picked it and I didn't have a problem. As for everything else, it was just nothing else really said here other than they're just turning away a paying customer before launch. I don't know if it's just on that one point or if there are other things, but again, that's that one. Let's see, next one. The one thing that I despise a lot is how you limit my activity by giving commanders a stamina limit. There's not a single real-time strategy game that gives a stamina limit. Are you kidding me? The wait time for conscripting and building is one thing, but stamina limit? Come on, are you guys that greedy? The stamina potion is even nowhere to be found, and you need stamina to gather, do mock battles, and occupy tiles. Get real. Remove that. Again, I don't think this is intended to be a game that you sit down on your console or your PC or whatever it is and just play for hours on end. Do I wish it was? Sure. Or do I wish there was another option for that? Sure. But as far as other real-time strategy games not having stamina, I don't know if it is kind of an outlier in that. Yeah, if you're familiar with that, that would kind of stink. But I just don't think that's what the game is meant to be. I'd love to be proven wrong. And again, maybe they will see that and they'll remove that. And then we can play more. Great. I was streaming last night and I had to like cycle through all my heroes, and all of my more powerful commanders were exhausted, and so I couldn't use them. Citing the stamina potion as something that's greedy, but they're nowhere to be found. Yeah, I haven't seen them either. So I feel like if it was something greedy, those would be available, or you could just pay to refresh it. To me, it seems like more of a mechanic. Like they want people to be able to pace a little bit with those who maybe don't have as much time. So again, I feel like it's more of a game design mechanic than a negative thing. Maybe I'm just looking at it really positively, and I'm just wrong here. Again, I'm not trying to say these people are all wrong, but I think these are a little bit harsh at times. Next one here. Horrible launch. You get the game downloaded without having servers open. I had to wait 12 hours when I got it downloaded because servers weren't ready, which would be 10 p.m. when I can play. Also, you'll make money from this game. If you get too greedy like every other kingdom builder, then this game will be a fluke. Obviously, have stuff to buy, but 50% unnecessary purchases. That way you keep the non-playing, keep the non-paying players staying. Good luck. Being greedy will fluke this game. This actually doesn't sound like too bad a review, other than them mentioning that the servers didn't open. It sounds like they're kind of saying, hey, don't be too greedy. As far as the servers being open, I don't know. I feel like maybe they could have done a better job communicating ahead of time. Hey, whenever the app goes live, the servers aren't going to be live right away. But at the same time, I don't really see that. It's just letting everyone get the game downloaded, getting signed in, all that kind of stuff before it launches. to me that doesn't constitute this. Okay, the game is a 1-star rating. I think we need to look past the launch and like what's actually happening in the game. And I would agree with all the statements about money. Like, you know, games need to make money. There's a reality to that, but let's not dilute it too much. So I feel like the reviews actually doesn't sound that bad, other than being frustrated about the launch, which I get. If you hop on and it's not ready and you have to wait 12 hours, that would kind of stink. Okay. Next one, just about 1 day and a half, and I know this game is definitely play to win. But I think they mean pay to win, not play to win. But I didn't think this game was heavy play to win. I really don't want to give even $1 to a greedy developer. I'm not recommending this to play. Find another, uninstall it. So I think they mean pay to win, not play to win. Again, I don't feel like the things that you can buy are really, really game breaking. And the reality is, in my opinion, for a free game, they have to make money. So they're going to put things in there. And if they can find a good balance so that people that want to can get kind of, you know, a little bit of advantage but not break the game, I think it's just the reality. I know there are people who have been spending hundreds of dollars on chests to get heroes, and I'm not upset at those people. It's like, you know what, cool. If you get a tier 3 Gandalf the White, awesome. That's supporting the game so that we can have this game, because otherwise these games just wouldn't be around. So I think people are just really quick to be turned off by microtransactions for free games, but it's like, well, that's why the game was free, because it has this. So again, I've voiced my opinion on the pay to win thing a lot, so I'm not going to rehash that. I think this is the last one. The beta testers of this game need to be questioned, or if the devs want a strategy genre, then don't make players wait to play. For example, want to attack, waiting for a few minutes, want to upgrade to also wait. This game will definitely be abandoned. I am sure of it. Again, just looking at the type of game it is, I just think that's the reality of what it is. I don't think it necessarily has to be a bad thing. I think, you know, you can get on in the morning, send some troops out, do your things, conscript some troops, start some buildings, get on at your lunch break, you know, kind of keep going like that. I will say I think there are things that take a short enough time that it would kind of be silly if you were going to attack somewhere to close your phone and then come back to that. So I think if they could speed up like the marching time or things like that a little bit, that would be nice, because if I'm going to send someone to attack somewhere and it's going to take 3 minutes and I don't want to sit there and stare at my phone and watch them march, it's kind of too short to like come back to it later, but a little bit too long to sit there and watch it, if that makes sense. What I do is I just try and, you know, work on other stuff while I'm doing that, but I know some people don't want to do that. Again, you got this guy's marching right here, 3 minutes. You know, if he's just going to sit here and watch them march, that's going to be pretty boring. Granted, he's probably doing other things and working on other stuff and what have you, but the march times are kind of long, and I get that. It's not long enough that you would actually close the game and come back later, but it's long enough that like you wouldn't watch it. And that is stuff you can speed up, and that's where I think some of the gripe comes in of, hey, that's pay to win. I don't think it's pay to win to make your guys march 2 minutes faster. I just think it's a game mechanic. So again, I would love to see some quality of life updates for this game, things that actually help the game. But I just wanted to get the conversation going about some of the reviews, and you know, I'd love to hear some of your guys' ideas in the comments down below. Again, I'm not trying to be too like glass half full and just say, oh, these are all wrong. I'd love to hear some other thoughts on it, but it does seem like they're coming off a little critical, and maybe it's just because I'm really wanting this to work. But in my mind, you know, I want to give this a chance, and I want to try and look past a few things that maybe aren't ideal. And I've been playing and streaming, and I've said a lot of stuff and said, oh, I wish this wasn't this way, or I wish you could do this. But I want to give it a try, and I want to try and support this game, because if this game does well, then we may get other Lord of the Rings games, not even by this developer or this genre or on this platform. But if people see that, I feel like that would better help the chances of some other developer saying, hey, we want to make this Lord of the Rings game. And we saw how well that mobile app did, and that's a mobile app. So in my mind, I'm just trying to look at it glass half full. I don't want to be naive to it. So again, I'd love to hear other things. If you guys really think it is pay to win, I think the stuff that you can't buy really does kind of gate everybody to an extent. Yes, you can slightly speed up some things, but to me, it seems like everyone has a pretty even playing field. And if there was a person right next to me who had bought a bunch of chests and got a bunch of gear and got a, you know, at a certain point, your commanders aren't going to solo entire armies. You have to have them leveled up. You have to have troops, and so you got to wait for stamina. You got to wait for resources. So I think it's pretty balanced. But again, I would love to hear some additional feedback on that. So let me know what you guys think. And as always, thanks for stopping by the channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and follow me on Twitch so you can see live streams for the Lord of the Rings Rise to War. But I'll catch you guys in the next one.